Okay, so today we're gonna talk about a board on ACBL's Learn to Bridge website, and I'm gonna just click Learning Map right here, and there are Learning Map. You'll see three paths: the play of the hand, which is declaring, and bidding, and on cell phone I have to click this down arrow, but on computer I believe you can just scroll it. But you have to do that to see the third path is hidden. And right here you see it's defense. And just click on a sequence leads. And this is first hand you'll see, and this is hand I'm gonna talk about. And basically this, you can see the tip right here. It just tells you to lead the top of a sequence. And that's all this hand teaches. And on the bottom right corner, you can see we're playing one note trump. And the tip, it says lead the top of sequence. This word sequence means consecutive honors. In this case, ace, king, queen, and diamonds. And the top of a sequence means ace of diamond. And I'm just gonna play that right now. And dummy style, we're playing defense right here. And I'm just gonna spoil what's gonna happen on north. So north has 5 diamonds. North has 4 diamonds. Sorry, 4 diamonds in the beginning. Both west and east have 2. So what happens is that I can cash all of my remaining 4 diamonds. They're all gonna be winners. When I cash the queen, east and west are gonna be, both of them are gonna be out of diamonds, and the queen 8-5, they are all, as we said, long suit winners. Remember, we have only two ways of winning taking tricks in no trump contract, by high card and by long suit. So I'm just gonna keep cashing these. That's basically what this hand is all about. But the hand does not end there. If you're really playing a one trump contract in on live table, because as you might be able to recall, you need 7 tricks to defeat their east and west one no trump contract. And now you only have 5, and you still need 2. And the east and west, it's not over for them. They might still be able to cash their 7 tricks to take the contract, to make the contract. So you need to figure out how to take 2 more tricks from this point. And the decision you make might be game changing, because if you are slow, east and west might be able to cash their 7 tricks early, and any winner you have, you might have to bury them if they establish their 7 tricks and cash them. So what are we gonna do here? So you can see that I still have a king left, king of spade, and it makes sense for you guys to first think about north having ace of spade. We have both ace and king in the same suit, and it's very straightforward. Those 2 tricks, I'm just gonna cash the king and cash the ace, or I play small to the ace. North plays a small to the king, and that'll do it. And their contract is defeated. This doesn't stand a chance. Can't even win trick before we cash out 7 right away. But what if east has the ace of spade? Then if I lead a spade, that's gonna cost us. So you imagine if east has ace of spade, you imagine the spades on east west. That's basically a finesse situation. West having queen jack to knight, east having ace. That's a finesse against North's king. So West plays one of these spades to preparing to cover the North's king with the ace, and play small. If North plays small, that's finessing North's king right there, and they're gonna fail because I have the king, and they cannot. This Queen Jack 10-9, they cannot win a trick before the king is forced out. But it won't be the case if I lead this suit. If I lead the king and East has the ace, that's gonna be super bad because all these honors West has are gonna be set up immediately. Queen Jack 10, they're all high. And even if I play small, that's bad too because one of West's spades are gonna win, and they're not supposed to win this trick. So you remember, if I don't play spade, West spades cannot win if before my king is forced out. But now if I play a spade, they can win. One of West spades can win a trick before my king is forced out, and that one trick might be all they need. And you can imagine, then they will have two spade tricks. They will have two spade tricks, and West has two heart tricks right there. I'm just gonna add a queen to give East the queen of heart, so they have three heart tricks, and gave East ace of spade, ace of club. So East has two club tricks, then two club tricks, three heart tricks, two spade tricks, and they're not gonna have two spade tricks. If two spade tricks right away, at least, if I refrain from playing a spade. So yeah, I really cannot stress enough the importance of timing in both defense and declaring. You not only need to establish enough tricks, you also need to cash them before opponent cashes the winning tricks or the setting trick. And if you establish enough winners on your own, but they cash their winning trick or setting trick first, basically what happens is that you will bury the winners you have established on their winners, and that's very bad. You don't want to see that happen. So any other options other than North having the king, having the ace of spade? Well, West's hearts are pretty solid, but West's clubs have some weaknesses. So if you imagine North having both ace and queen of club, and I play a club, what is gonna happen? That's another finesse situation. It's as if we are declaring, and I'm finessing West king. Except that now I'm not seeing the ace and queen. I'm just seeing the king. I'm seeing the card I'm finessing, not the side I'm finessing playing toward. So that's basically a finesse situation. And if that's the case, if I play a small club, they cannot prevent us from winning two club tricks. And it is also possible that even if North just has the ace of club, we might still be able to defeat the contract, because my king, as you guys remember, if East has the ace of spade, if they finesse, they're gonna fail. So if they cannot gather enough tricks on hearts and the clubs and the ace of spades, if they don't have enough tricks right there, and has to commit to the commit to a spade finesse, my king can take a trick, and plus the ace of club North has, that's also 2 tricks. So the decision I am making right here again can be contract changing. I really need to find the most lethal play immediately, or I might lose the timing battle. That's basically how cruel it is. Again, I cannot stress this importance of timing. In bridge, you really need to act quick, and you need to play your cards in a way that whether or not it's you play your cards in a way that hampers your opponent from playing their cards fluently. There are a lot of ways to do it. For example, by cutting their communication, cutting their entries, or utilizing certain card structure. You're gonna be familiar with those as you grow more experienced. So how can I know which scenario does my partner have? Well, now I'm gonna come to the topic I put in this topic of this video, which is signal. There are 3 types of signals: attitude, counting, and suit preference. And today we're gonna talk about the most fundamental one, which is attitude. So you remember that I have 5 diamonds. North has 4. East, West both have 2, and I catch the first 4 round of diamonds, and when I catch the 5th round, North is gonna make a discard. And if North knows signaling, and if you guys are trained in how to play signals, that discard North makes on the 5th round of diamond is gonna be a signal that tells that North is gonna use that discard to tell me where his high card is. Is it in a spade or in the club? So if suppose we so that signal is gonna be a card between. It's gonna be a little card, lower than Jack, or sometimes most of the times lower than 10, because 10, despite not being an honor, 10 is basically half an honor. It is sometimes useful. So it's not very often, not very usually used as a signal. So basically one of the cards between 2 and 9, and none of them are very likely to take a trick to be useful, but there are still 8 of them, and a card from the lower end of that spectrum is gonna have different meanings from a card from the higher end of that spectrum. So so there are, like, you can attach a lot of meanings to those little cards. Like when signaling is originally developed, um, they just make it the most they just make it the most common sense way, which is that a higher card indicates a more positive attitude, and lower cards indicates a more negative attitude. So, what is that gonna mean here? If on the fifth round of diamond, North discards a small spade, North discards a let's say North discards a high spade. For example, the eight of spade. That's the high spade. You can see that's just one step lower than the nine which West has. So, like suppose North discards the eight of spade, which is the high end of the spectrum, on the spectrum of from 2 to 9. If North does that, that's gonna mean that that is North telling that North has the ace of spade. So North, by discarding the ace, North is telling you, hey, I have something on spade, and in this case, he cannot have anything other than the ace. He cannot, because other than the ace, the next card is 7, and 7 is nothing to indicate for nor the 8. So if North discard a high spade, that can only mean that North has ace of spade. And now you know that North has ace of spade, you can just safely and confidently play a spade, expecting to catch 2 tricks right away. And if North discards a like say high club, let's say North discards 9 of club, that's gonna say that's North saying I have something on club. Again, that something is usually honors, and like there's no point showing lower cards, just the honors, like either the ace or ace queen. If North has just a queen, that is still a bit weak, like a singleton queen. It can be pretty vulnerable, so you can expect that North will have an ace of club. If North discards a high club right there, and then you can play a club to North, and expecting to take the ace of club, and expect to take a club, and depends on whether or not North has the queen of club. It'll affect when you will take the setting trick. And a negative attitude right here will also work. So imagine North plays a small club. That is a negative attitude on club. His club is probably pretty all small cards, 10 max, or maybe just like North probably has nothing on clubs, and since West has solid hearts, so now you're down to playing a heart or a spade, and sometimes it is not very clear which one you're gonna choose right here. You still need to guess, and in that case, if that's the case, negative signal is probably a poor choice of signal. But here, West's ace and king, these cards are pretty solid. So it strongly suggests that North has something on spade. and it'll be the ace. And in this case, why is North not playing a positive signal, which is more supposed to be more obvious? Well, North might have like a only a small, two cards on spade, and if North and it's like if North has only two cards, a ace and a little card, that little card might not be high enough to indicate a positive signal. Like, what if it's a 2? And North is not going to be able to discard that one to make a positive signal. There's no way that can be a positive signal. So, or, and even if it's a card high enough to indicate positive signal, like if North discard that card, our spades will be blocked. So by block, I mean we cannot catch the ace and king on two consecutive tricks. Like if North has only ace small and North discards that small, I play a spade to the ace, and North will not have another spade to play to my king. And since I have all my other cards as little cards that cannot win, my king will be stranded in my hand. If what East and West don't play spades, my king will never win. And they might just not play it. They might just not play it. They might just have enough tricks already, and they just don't play spades. And that's gonna be pretty bad. So yeah, I've talked about the indications of both positive and negative signals right here, and yeah, this board there's no signal right here because you haven't reached the stage to learn about the signal right here on the learning map. But in real life, uh, you have to be able to do that. Signaling is a very fundamental bridge technique for you guys to communicate when partner's hand is not visible. And of course, it's unique to defense. Only the defenders will have to communicate like that. And another principle is that usually the first discard you make on any board, on any hand, will be a very important signal to your partner, if necessary, if making a signal is necessary. Like that discard can have all three types of meaning. It can be, usually it is preference to some suit. So in this case, North is using his first opportunity of discard to indicate which black suit North prefers. And that's something that's also a very good principle you need to remember, because sometimes all these 13 tricks are played, like which card is a signal and which one is not. You might lose track very easily. Like even the more experienced players lose track to which card they miss signal or misinterpret signals all the time. And this principle is very good for you to remember, because now you know exactly when to play a signal and when to watch for signal. When you partner makes the first discard of the hand, you should pay special attention to that, as it might be a signal. And yeah, today we talked about talked about attitude signal, and I'm not gonna hurry. If there happen to be some counting or super reference signal coming up, I will talk about them. But for now, this is it, and I will finish it right here. Yeah, that's basically the way you communicate when you cannot see your partner's hand, and that's very useful. But also it's also a bit challenging. It Why is this not stopping record? Okay, so yeah, good luck with the bridge, and bye. Have a nice evening.